Nullstar Solus. We know when we made the game, we wanted to make when I made the prototype, I was like, I want a speedrunning platforming game that uses mechanics that you don't regularly see, hence the freeform movement and the more lunar lander inspired game design, and then like linking that with the design philosophies of stuff like Super Meat Boy and Celeste with a little bit of sci-fi flair.
Alongside the speed running, going super fast to complete levels as fast as you can, there'll be a medal system, and with that medal system, the faster times will help you unlock certain narrative logs that basically help flesh out the story of the world that you are controlling, the Solus drone, which is your first ship, through the levels. And basically it is a world that is pretty much under capitalist thumb, is what we say in the dev chats. But basically it's a world where people are constantly competing to gather the fragments, which are those little black Nullstar fragments, to pay their bills, but also like to survive in like a world that does not care about you unless you're making money, pretty much. So the planets are dangerous, what you're collecting is dangerous and could risk your life, but there's no other way to really live in this world. So you kind of have to just slip on your headset and make sure your drone gets enough to pay your bills and stuff like that. So that's kind of like what it's about in the story. But hey, we want you to have fun. Don't worry about all the sad stuff happening in the background.
We took a very Dark Souls from soft style approach where like it's all context clues. It's all narrative logs that you as a player can choose to interact with. If you are into speedrunning and you just want to play the game and move really, really, really fast, you can entirely do that. But if you want other things and other unlocks, that's where the narrative logs and stuff to flesh out the world come in. So Anime and I met on Broken Roads. So I was the team lead for our little division. We were the integration team. So I did programming, Anime did narrative, and we had a level designer named Luke, who's also the level designer on Nullstar. Unfortunately, that game didn't go the way it planned, so we all went our separate ways, and I was just messing around in Unity one day and came up with something that I really, really liked, and then shared it, and here we are now. Through adversity comes triumph. Like, we're forever grateful for shipping Broken Roads, and we're forever grateful for working on that project. But every project has their end, and so I looked at it, I was like, all right, I'm not going to stop making games. Like, I still want to always make stuff.
I think like Dean mentioned, like it's like you learn so much from every experience that you're a part of, and it's great that through this, not only have I, another game that I've been able to create that people can play, and like that's out there forever, like that's amazing, but also like the fact that I've been able to be a part of a community that is now going off and saying, hey, we want to keep making games together. Like, I think that's the most beautiful thing, especially when we hear redundancies all over the joint. It's nice when people can come together and be like, we can still create and still, make a profit, or like make joy out of it. So that's been a big like boon for me.
The development journey, more for me and my personal beliefs in sustainable game development, is games should be more like bands, like we have access to Unity and stuff, which are tools that are initially free to start, like just play around with and to get started with. And just like, my inspiration to others, and like, the inspiration to myself and stuff like this is just keep making stuff. Don't stop ever creating. And that's like, that's where Nullstar came in. It's like, we just started working on stuff. We started mid-June. We reconnected with industry friends. We were at Gamescom with a 6-week-old prototype. So we got back, we signed a publisher like in 3 months, which is crazy. Then we had Level Up Tasmania, we had PAX Australia, all in the space of like an 8-week period. But what the team has managed to accomplish with Anime and with the narrative, like with Lily and Pearl and Ryan, and have done with the art, and what Alec has done with the music, like the whole team is just like, we found something we're all passionate about and we all love. So it's been the development journey has been pretty easy in that regards to like, just jump in and we feel like we're achieving something. Watching people go fast and break the game. The way players picked it up at PAX and started smashing developer times, smashing things that we never thought were, like doing things we never thought were capable in the game. Like, nothing, like there weren't breaking bugs or anything. They were just smashing records. Like they understood the movement, they understood the flight path mechanic, they understood exactly what they needed to. It's insane because like we've been doing timings of the first world. Now these levels for a skilled player take anywhere between 5 to 10 seconds to compete. But due to the difficulty and stuff, players are like taking 20 to half an hour to do World 1, which is about what we expected for like the tutorial world. But like seeing people like there's this one level that people were playing and they got it down to like 1.4 seconds. And we're like, I didn't even think that was possible. So we got the Kickstarter, which launches on November 23rd. So that's just going to raise some funds, raise some capital to put some polish on the game so our goal is Q4 2025. We're hoping that the funds from the Kickstarter will just allow everything to go like really smoothly. A lot of the programming load is done early on. So what the funds are helping out is with the art load and then the final programming load towards the back end, like, you know, console ports and stuff like that. Wishlist and follow on Steam. That's like the big one. And you can go to our Kickstarter on our socials and you can be notified of the launch.
What's your go-to caffeinated beverage when working on the game?
I am so disappointing. I like tea more than coffee. So if I could have a hot chocolate maybe every day, that would be really, really good. But usually a cup of tea and like some homemade biscuits, and I'm sitting down ready. I'm writing. I'm charged.
See, for me, I have a crippling addiction, which Anime is well aware of. I used to leave at 10 a.m. every day to go to the shops. I have a crippling addiction to Farmers Union iced coffee, which, like, there's my 2 from this morning already, and there's a third one in the fridge, so...